Hello, thanks for your interest in the Service Desk Dealer Inventory module. That's what you're looking at right here. Basically, if you look, you can see this is very similar to the kind of interface that you have in Windows Explorer or Microsoft Outlook Express. You have a record-by-record listing of items, each of which is headed by a column. And the magical thing about this kind of interface, many people don't even realize in respect to the two Microsoft products I just mentioned, is that in any of these columns you can instantly sort on that column simply by clicking at the header. For example, right here we have this column labeled condition. You can see the word condition is slightly abbreviated. And the types of condition that you can, actually you can make other types of condition here too, but the ones we have in our sample data here, which is a fairly small sample data set, are new and used. And you can see there's no organization here. We have used ones sort of scattered about and new ones sort of scattered about. Let's suppose, for one example of the way this kind of utility works, that someone comes in and they're only interested in new appliances. You want to check your dealer inventory to see what you have in the way of new appliances. Well, click on condition, and all of a sudden, the used ones all line up. You can see we've got 4 used appliances. All the rest are new. We can flip it around like this, and now our used ones go to the bottom. It's just as simple as clicking like that. Let's suppose instead what's happened is someone's come in and they're only interested in buying a washing machine. You want to consult your inventory to see what you have in the way of washers. You can see in this column that the washers are kind of spread about. I can click here, and all of a sudden they're all sorted. Click again, and of course they come to the top, and so on. Or perhaps the person is only interested in a particular make of machine. Click here, and you can see our Whirlpools line up, our Maytags line up, and so on. We can sort here by model, sort by color. Suppose a person is only interested in the almond color. Here's all of your almond appliances. Other utilities. Let's suppose you're interested in seeing your inventory sorted by how long you've had it in inventory. Click on the date acquired, and instantly you're sorted by that. From the oldest here, something we purchased in 2001, some purchased in 2003, and some 2004. Or again, we can reverse it, and it just reverses the order there. Suppose you have a flooring checker coming in from Capital City Finance, and you're curious what machines you have that they're holding the paper on. Click here on the flooring company, and you see all the Capital City items lined up. Let's suppose you want to know what the value is of inventory that they're holding the paper on. You can click here on this item, click on these items, and basically you're selecting all of these Capital City items, and you get an instant summary down here. 9 items selected, total retail value is blah blah, discounted value, because I'll show you in a moment where you can state a discount price, and basically that machinery costs you this much. Its average days in inventory are 462. Hopefully you'll never see that in real life. This is just fictional data I stuck in here for experimental purposes, and I guess I must have picked some pretty old dates. We could print out all that information to our printer by hitting Control P. Basically, at any point, you can select anything you want here. For example, let's go back to condition. Let's suppose I want to know what the value is of all my new inventory. Click here and then here, so that's all selected, and I get a similar summary here. Going back to flooring company, let's suppose that I'm interested in trying to move inventory that the free flooring period is about to expire on, and I want to see what those items are. We have this column here. Well, it looks like I haven't populated it, darn it. But this column, with my fictional data, had I put that information in, this column would show us the days remaining of free flooring. I could click on here and line this up and see items that I was already paying flooring on, and see the items that I still have some days left, and it would line up, and I'd see the items that I might want to hurry and sell to move the stuff before I have to start paying interest on it. You can click on your cost tab, your minimum retail, your suggested retail, your serial number tabs, sort anything in any manner you want. I can select all of the inventory and get a summary on what the value is in all of my inventory, so on and etc. By the way, each of these fields, you can also stretch them, you can shrink them, you can move them around from one place to another. This is an environment that's almost infinitely flexible for you. I'm going to hit escape on my keyboard, which deselects the items. And I'll show you some other stuff. For example, you notice you may see any particular item here, and you might want more information about it. For example, let's say I'm interested in more information about this U-line refrigerator right here. Simple double-click brings up a full information sheet, which I can edit, review, whatever, on this item, change anything I want, etc. This unit info sheet, you might notice the top section here is basically the same information as you have in a unit info sheet within Service Desk. In fact, this uses exactly the same database as you're using in Service Desk. It simply adds these other fields here that are pertinent to items that you have in inventory awaiting sale. And in fact, when you sell an item from here, the unit info sheet for that item will already be part of that Service Desk database, and the system will automatically indicate your sale date and, of course, show that you as a selling dealer. So the two integrate perfectly in that respect. There's also an integration function with the point of sale features within Service Desk. So when you're selling inventory from here, you can simply select the particular items that you're selling to the customer. Say it's those 3. In Service Desk, you can have the system automatically fill all the pertinent information for such selected items into the point of sale form, total them up for you, print the ticket, and so on as one seamless process. By the way, you may notice that when I select multiple items like this, also even ones that are not contiguous, I get the summary here of what the value is, discounted cost, average days in inventory, and so on. And I could also hit Control-P and print a listing of those items. Since this is a true Windows product, like others in the Rossware lineup, it's got all the standard Windows controls, including the fact you can minimize to your taskbar, you can maximize to take advantage of the full screen size. Here we're just taking advantage of a fraction of that size, so on and etc. Overall, I think this provides you with a reasonable idea of the kinds of things this system can do for you, of how easy and simple it makes the overall task of managing your serialized inventory, so on and etc. I hope this is something you're interested in, something you'll want to buy. Thanks very much.